let's talk about something that is the absolute foundation of any successful business, whether you are selling handmade candles from your kitchen or running a giant corporation. I'm talking about finance and economics. These are not just fancy words for Wall Street bankers. They are the twin engines that power your business forward. Think of economics as the big picture, the world outside your window. It's about understanding the rules of the game, why people buy things, how prices go up and down, and how the overall health of the country affects your customers and your costs. It helps you see the opportunities and the dangers that are coming down the road. Finance, on the other hand, is all about the money inside your business. It is personal, it is specific, and it is something you must control. Finance is the art and science of managing your company's money. It answers the critical questions. How much money do you have right now? Where is that money coming from? Where is it going? How can you make that money work harder for you to build a stronger and more secure future for your company? You cannot have a strong business without having a strong grip on your finances. It is just that simple. Ignoring your finances is like driving a car with your eyes closed. Sooner or later, you're going to crash. Let's look at a real-world example to make this clear. Think about a small coffee shop. The owner needs to understand economics to set the price for a cup of coffee. If the economy is booming and people have more money, they might be willing to pay more for a fancy latte. But if there's a recession, people will be more careful with their spending, and the owner might need to offer a special deal to keep customers coming in. The price of coffee beans, which is affected by global weather patterns and trade, all big economic ideas, also plays a huge role in the shop's success. That is economics in action. Now let's look at the finance side for that same coffee shop. The owner needs to track every single dollar. How much does it cost to pay the rent, the employees, and the electricity bill? How much money is coming in from selling coffee, pastries, and sandwiches each day? Is there enough cash to buy a new, better espresso machine that could make drinks faster and serve more customers? That decision to buy the machine is a financial one. It requires looking at the numbers, understanding the cash flow, and making a smart choice to grow the business. This is where finance gets real, and it is where you build wealth. Every business, no matter its size, runs on money. Money is like the blood in the veins of your company. It has to keep moving for the business to stay alive and healthy. The most basic use of money is to cover the day-to-day operations. This includes paying your employees their salaries because you must take care of the people who are helping you build your dream. It also means paying the rent for your office or store, keeping the lights on by paying the utility bills, and buying the raw materials you need to create your product. For a clothing store, this would be the money used to buy shirts and pants from a supplier. For a software company, it's paying the programmers who write the code. Beyond just keeping the lights on, companies use money to create the very things they sell. This process is called production. Imagine a furniture maker. They need to spend money on wood, screws, paint, and varnish. They also need to invest in the tools and machinery required to turn that wood into a beautiful table or chair. This is a direct use of cash to create value. The company is taking raw materials which have a certain cost and using labor and equipment to transform them into a finished product that they can sell for a higher price. This transformation is at the core of how a business generates income and builds its foundation for future growth. Another critical use of money is for growth and expansion. A business that stands still is a business that is going backward, you hear me? You must have a vision for the future. Smart companies use their money to invest in things that will help them become bigger and better. This could mean opening a new store in another town to reach more customers. It could mean launching a big marketing campaign on social media to build brand awareness. Or it could be spending money on research and development, R&D, to invent a new and improved product that will leave the competition in the dust. This is how small businesses become big businesses. Finally, a company must always have a cash reserve. This is non-negotiable. I call this a business emergency fund. Life happens, and in business, unexpected things happen all the time. A key piece of equipment might break down and need an expensive repair. A major client might pay their bill late, causing a temporary cash shortage. A sudden economic downturn could slow down sales for a few months. Having a safety cushion of cash set aside allows a business to handle these surprises without going into a panic or taking on expensive debt. It provides stability and peace of mind, which are honestly priceless. Now, let's get down to the three words you must know inside and out: profit, cost, and investment. Let's start with cost. A cost is any amount of money you have to spend to run your business. It is money going out the door. manager. Then there are variable costs, which change depending on how much you sell. For a pizza place, the cost of flour and cheese is a variable cost. The more pizzas they sell, the more flour and cheese they need to buy. Profit is the magic number. It is the goal of every single business. Simply put, profit is what is left over after you have paid all your costs. The formula is beautiful in its simplicity. Revenue minus costs equals profit. Revenue is all the money you bring in from sales. So if your coffee shop brings in $10,000 in 1 month from selling coffee and food, that's your revenue. And you spend $7,000 on rent, salaries, and coffee beans, those are your costs. Your profit for that month is $3,000. That profit is your reward for taking a risk. It's the money you can use to pay yourself, reinvest in the business, or save for the future. This brings us to investment. An investment is when you spend money today with the expectation that it will make you more money in the future. It is different from a simple cost. When you pay the electric bill, that's a cost. The money is gone, and you just get to keep the lights on. But when you buy a new, more efficient oven for your pizza place that allows you to cook 2 extra pizzas every 10 minutes, that is an investment. You are spending money now on that oven because you believe it will help you sell more pizzas and increase your profits for years to come. It's about planting a seed that will grow into a money tree. Understanding the relationship between these 3 concepts is everything. A smart business owner is always looking for ways to increase profit. You can do this in 2 ways. You can either increase your revenue by selling more or raising your prices, or you can decrease your costs by finding more efficient ways to operate. The best investments are the ones that help you do one or both of these things. Buying that new oven, an investment, might increase your electricity bill slightly, a cost, but if it dramatically increases your sales, revenue, it will lead to a much bigger profit in the long run. It's a constant balancing act. So, how does a company use these ideas to make smart decisions every single day? It starts by looking at the numbers. You cannot make a good decision based on a guess or a feeling. You need the facts. A company will use financial reports like a profit and loss statement to see exactly where the money is going. For example, if the report shows that the cost of advertising went way up, but sales stayed flat, the business manager knows that specific advertising strategy isn't working. They can then decide to stop spending money there and try a different approach, like improving their website or offering a customer loyalty program. Let's think about a larger decision, like whether to launch a new product. A company won't just create something and hope people buy it. First, they will use economic principles to do market research. Who are the potential customers? How much are they willing to pay? Who are the competitors and what are they offering? Then they will do a financial analysis. They will calculate the total cost of developing and producing the new product. They will estimate the potential revenue based on their market research. By comparing the estimated costs and revenues, they can decide if the new product is likely to be profitable. This is a calculated risk, not a blind leap. These principles are also crucial for securing funding to grow. When a business wants to get a loan from a bank or attract money from investors, they need to present a solid business plan. This plan is built on finance and economics. It must show that the business understands its market economics and has a clear plan for how it will use the new money to generate a profit finance. No one is going to give you money if you cannot show them a clear and believable path to how you are going to pay them back, and then some. A strong grasp of your numbers inspires confidence and makes people want to invest in your success. Ultimately, understanding finance and economics is about empowerment. It gives a business owner control over their own destiny. When you understand these concepts, you are no longer just reacting to what happens. You are in the driver's seat, making proactive choices that build a stronger, more resilient, and more profitable company. You can spot trends, manage risks, and seize opportunities. This knowledge transforms you from just a passionate creator into a savvy business leader.